I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room.
So what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
You like music, you like weed, well, we gonna be good friends indeed. This is not much I like more than smoking trees. They'll make you dance the do-si-do and teach you how the chiba grows. Smoke a bowl on the 420 radio show. On Lifestyle Radio.
That's the choir of the 420 radio show. Alrighty.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
Richard. We are on the line with Richard Pryor Jr., son of the legendary comedian Richard Pryor, and Richard is a performer as well. He has a cabaret show that is coming to Toronto, so we wanted to give Richard a little bit of time to talk about it and tell us what's going on there. He's also performing with a gentleman named Herbie FABULUS, who will be joining us in a little bit as well. So, Richard, how are you?
I'm great. What's happening?
Not much over here, man. Just puffing on a puffy and talking to you. I'm thrilled that you're here. And
puff, puff, pass.
There you go.
Right on.
Tell us about your show. You're coming to Toronto for Pride.
Yeah, I'm coming to Toronto, and my show's on June 30th at the Mod Club Theater.
Yep.
And it's my mini cabaret. I have a cabaret that's actually like an hour and 45 minutes, so I'm doing maybe half or a little more than half the show. I'm doing like a lot of the best of the cabaret of my Mac-nominated show. And my show actually deals with my life. It's telling stories of my life from being born, from where I'm at now, and going through the life and the struggles and the good times and bad times. That's why it's called Life, Love, and a Little Laughter.
Oh, awesome.
Cool.
Awesome. And you're also, you've got a book coming out soon, right?
Yes. Yeah, working on a book called Father, Father. Right now is the title we have it right now. I'm not sure if I want to change it. But it deals with my life and my dad's life and how parallel our lives were as far as the struggles we went through and the things we went through and how we were raised. And the differences with mine is how I came out of it versus a lot of things that my dad had to go through, with the burn incident and then, the MS.
I was going to ask you about that because, we've had a few celebrity wives on, and they talk about how it's a different perspective than from the actual individual. You know what I mean? Like, I'd like to have Tommy Chung's wife on the show, and not so much Tommy. You know what I mean?
Tommy Chung.
We would take Tommy. Tommy, if you're listening, please come on the show.
Tommy, we would take you on the show.
If you can't and you're not available, please send Shelby.
Please send Shelby. Yep. Tell us some stories. I mean, you grew up basically. You used to announce your father on his comedy shows, right?
Yeah, when I think around, I was like, my dad asked me one time, he was doing a big concert. I can't remember because I was actually on tour with him during the summer.
Yeah.
And he asked me, did I want to introduce him on stage? And I was like, yeah. So I remember going out there, and I remember people running to the seats because they didn't know what was going on. And then being able to go out there and stand out there and say, ladies and gentlemen, my father, Richard Pryor. And then hearing the audience, it was awesome. I still remember it. You know something that's really good if you remember it years later, or bad, but it was actually really, really good.
You must have so many stories that you just sit around and talk about your father, and you mentioned that you've had a similar life cycle. Okay, went through a lot of the same things, but you escaped.
Yeah, well, it started off when me being born because. my great-grandmother, his grandmother, ran a brothel. And, my great-uncle was a pimp and, grew up around the prostitutes on my dad's side of the family. And so I was around all that and understood that and knew what all that was. So, it's kind of like when I was there, when I would be on that side of the family and I'd go back to my mother's side, they would have to deprogram me, because, you could, when I was little, 3 years old, I was going around already calling people mother puckers.
Really?
Before I could even say the word, So, but we went through a lot of things similar with that. And then also when I got older, I went through the same thing with the drugs and all that, and I think a lot of it was me trying to be accepted by him and, try to be like that father-son thing in a sick, twisted kind of way.
Do you think that did you go through the same type of thing? We'll use Drew Barrymore, who used to party with her parents, and when she was much younger and doing the movies, and I mean, it was a party kingdom. I mean, most people know that. Were you around that, or did they keep you away from that?
Oh no, I was definitely around it. Yeah. I definitely saw it. I remember guys coming in the house and everything, and not knowing back then that they were actually dealers and stuff, but coming in with, bags looking like a 5-pound bag of sugar, and,
wow.
Wow. Seeing all that. So I was always around it, always saw it.
But you made
it out. I always saw it. What?
You made it out, though.
Oh, I definitely made it out, not without trial and error, though. I had to go through some things and some tough hills and some deep valleys and everything to get out of it. But, that was, my own struggle. I chose to go through it, so I had to go through it. So, but the thing is being able to come out of it.
Yeah. Were you in the movies with your dad? And did he bring you into the movies at all and things like that?
Yeah, when I was younger, yeah, I did, PA work on a lot of his films and things like that when I was younger, and had an opportunity like some kind of hero to be. I think it was one time I was able to be like one of the cameramen on one of the news scenes or something like that. Little bitty things he had thrown me in that I would do. And, I was always, on location with them, when he did Grease Lightning, when he did Bingo Long, Traveling All-Stars and Older Kings. I worked on Bustin' Loose and a little bit on JoJo Dancer. I was around a little bit for that. But then I, ended up working on The Color Purple during the same time.
What are your a couple of questions that come to mind? What do you consider the funniest thing your father ever said? I mean, anything that came out of his mouth made me laugh.
The funniest thing he ever said, on camera or off camera?
Hey, whenever, man.
Both.
I think the funniest thing that he ever told me, which is kind of sick and twisted that it sticks to my head, is that he told me that Asian pussy was slanted.
That's okay. My grandfather told me that too.
Did he?
Yeah.
He probably heard it from Richard Pryor Sr.
Probably.
So, how do you, the son of probably one of the most famous comedians in the world, how do you go into cabaret instead of comedy? I mean, well, cabaret is a form of comedy as well, I guess. Eh? There's
right.
comedy in it.
Well, I think what it was that years ago when I was in my early 20s, I tried to do the stand-up and all that.
Yeah.
And it was just very difficult with the exact same name. And people either wanted to see me be just like him, and if I was just like him, they said I was taking his material and trying to be him. Yeah. But if I deviated from that, was doing anything different, then I wasn't good.
And forgive me.
So there was
forgive me for saying this way, but he's probably sitting up there looking down going, that's copyright, motherfucker. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Find your own career.
So I said I had to find out my own form, my own path, as far as what I could do as far as entertaining and performing. I still do comedy, but it's in a different form as far as me storytelling. Yeah. I still tell stories like my dad did, but it's in a different form to sing and all those things, which my dad did as well.
Did he?
And he sang and everything. A lot of people didn't know that.
Yeah,
There's actually a clip of him on YouTube right now of him singing a old jazz song called "Nobody Wants You When You're Down and Out," and it's actually one of the songs I do. I open with that song in my cabaret show.
Nice,
cool,
yeah,
awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. So, like father, like son, would you say?
Would you say what?
Would you say like father, like son?
Like father, like son, but son learning from his father to know not what to do and know how to try to do it the best as I can.
Do you think that he'd be happy with the direction that you went?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely now. And from quite a few years ago, definitely.
Yeah. His last few years must have been a real struggle.
Yeah, it was very difficult. It was difficult for us too, as far as the kids, because we didn't have regular access to our father because of his wife. Yeah. So she pretty much kept us from him. So she did deny it till she's blue in the face now, but that's the facts. I went for a period of 6 years before I saw him, and I saw him 11 months before he passed. So it was a blessing I was able to do that and able to see him.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ross. You were going to say something.
Yeah, I was just going to ask. Like, your father had MS, right?
Right.
Right. So was he a cannabis user? I know he used a lot of other drugs, but did he use cannabis?
Well, I know he did years ago. I'm not when he got older, in that time period when he was really, really sick. I'm not aware of him actually using. But, then again, we're dealing with the fact that we were kept so much, so many things from as far as being able to see what he was doing. I know a lot of even the medications and stuff that he wasn't using because she wouldn't allow anything that was tested on animals to be used on him. So it's kind of iffy. I know if it was up to him, if he could, he would take a few tokes. I know, definitely.
Yeah, I only bring it up because I know Marcel has MS, and he's been treating himself with cannabis, and I mean he can tell you more about it than I can. But Marcel, you've basically pretty much cured yourself of MS with cannabis, right?
Yep. As much as I don't like that word, cure.
You're not cured, but well treated.
My MS is essentially non-existent compared to what it was before.
Reformed.
Wow. Well, maybe that's why I haven't had anything happen with me in regards to MS or anything like that, because they said a lot of it's genetic, because I smoke my ass off.
They say it isn't, but I'll give you a little tip. If you're using cannabis now and family members have had MS, don't stop using cannabis.
Oh, you ain't got to worry about that.
Yeah, well, see, I stopped for 10 years, and then all of a sudden this shit reared its head.
Oh, wow.
The ugly beast.
Because all through high school and onward, I was using cannabis on a daily basis. I quit for 10 years, and then I had no choice but to go back to using cannabis.
Wow.
I stopped for many years as well, but I was a closet toker. I wasn't really out in the open like I am now.
Oh, I feel for you.
No! The hard stuff is over.
Yeah, I came out of the closet when I was 14, so as a cannabis smoker.
As a cannabis.
Oh, okay.
he had to jump on that there.
I was going to say, we have something else in common.
Well, we kind of do, because they're both a culture. You can both identify with it.
Yeah.
You both have your peeps. You have your supporters. You have your family.
Yeah.
And
you have your naysayers.
You have your naysayers. You have your critics. You have your haters. Right?
And now you have a Ross Middleton. Now you have one of them too.
So yes, I think we can definitely identify and with one another and relate. And for sure, I mean, I totally support your community, and I know your community supports ours. And you can, and in your case, you can be a part of both communities, which is absolutely awesome.
That's awesome. I love that. Love the sound of it. Love the way it flows. So it's all good.
All right. Hey, so
life's too short.
It is too short. So are you going to do some stand-up while you're up here?
No.
No stand-up. I thought I heard read something about doing some stand-up.
My stand-up is me on stage. I may get up. You never know. Depends on how I would feel. But if it was a thing where somebody said, "Hey, get up," it would never happen. It would have to be a thing where I'm comfortable and I was in that right frame of mind in order to do it.
Right.
And I had no inhibitions at that time, just to go for it and just to do it and just to tell some stories. Then possibly.
I like to call that I got the right strain that day.
Yeah.
So have you been to Canada before?
I have never been to Canada other than when I was real young, when we had family in Detroit. We used to go across to Windsor, what's it called?
Yep.
Yeah, all the time. But other than that, no.
So here's a hint for you when you're coming and they ask you if you use cannabis.
No. Never touch the stuff, sir.
Oh. I could hear that. I could see that now. Okay.
Yeah, and that's on either direction.
Okay.
Whether you're coming into Canada or going into the U.S.,
they've been banning Canadians. Like they've been asking Canadians as they come across the U.S. border. The American border officials have been saying, "Have you ever, in your whole life, ever used cannabis?" And if you answer yes, they turn you around and they ban you for life, and you can never go to the U.S. again.
Are you serious?
Yes. Totally serious.
So, I mean, it's bad enough that nobody wants to go to the U.S. right now because of your political situation. But now,
my God, don't even get me on that.
I know. We won't go there. Don't worry. But yeah.
But just so you know, that the Canadian border response to that has been essentially the same thing now, asking Americans if they've ever used cannabis.
Well,
no, go home.
Oh, wow.
That's kind of sucks, though, because it's going to be legal here, and I know it's legal in a lot of places in the U.S., and it's going to be legal here next summer. So,
but I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to come up with a way to prevent cannabis tourism into Canada from the U.S. because they know it's going to happen.
They don't want us having any good weed.
They don't want that.
No, because that would take away too much money from the U.S.
Right.
Not our fault. We thought of it first.
So I'm actually glad you told me that, because I would have been like, yeah, I have. So good.
That's most people's first instinct is to go ahead and tell the truth and be open about it. But no, this is like, well, basically like being gay in the 50s, right?
Yeah.
You just don't talk about it.
Wow. I'm. Thank you so much for telling me that, because I wouldn't have known.
Better safe than sorry, dude.
Don't wear a pot t-shirt. Yeah. Keep the pot t-shirt in your luggage. Don't put it on.
Yeah, keep.
Yes, I'm wearing a big cannabis leaf, but I've never ever used it ever.
So listen, guys.
And I don't want my leaf socks with the pattern on them or anything like that.
There you go.
Right.
Herbie is waiting for us to call him, so I think we're going to take a quick little break, and we're going to listen to one of Herbie's songs, Mr. Officer. When we come back, do you have time to stay with us, Richard, for a little bit?
Do for a little bit, yeah.
Okay, so then we'll be back with Richard and Herbie. This is the 420 Radio Show. Come on in the chat room. I think the guys are in there. I'm not. If you got a question, now's the time to ask it. We'll be right back.
Hi, it's Deb from BMA Hydroponics. Whatever you are growing, from vegetables to medicinal cannabis, we have everything you need to succeed. From seed to harvest to processing and extracting, we carry all the brand name products that will help you produce, process, and consume high-quality medicine. Our knowledgeable staff of qualified growers have decades of experience with home production, and all possess either MMAR injunction status or an ACMPR registration certificate. We offer the largest variety of products available anywhere, and if you don't see what you're looking for, just let us know and we'll find it for you. Visit our store at 404 Maitland Drive in Belleville, Ontario, or visit our website at bmahydroponics.com. We can be reached at 613-967-9888, Monday to Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/BMAHydro and drop us a line at BMA. Our motto is your success is our success.
So what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
Working capacity, that's the nature of my activity. You can bet everything under the sun, sure as it's shining. I ain't breaking the law, disobeying no rules. Think twice again about what you saw, because I'm not, you are in the wrong place. I say yes, Mr. Officer, this is my space. Yes, Mr. Officer, this is my place. Yes, Mr. Officer, you're in the wrong place. Busting me out like a big and broad, breaking me grass like a damn jackass. God only knows what you're looking for when it's your hands in the cookie jar. What have you been smoking? Do you have mental psychosis? Then you must be joking, or in need of a psychiatrist. Where is your badge number? What's your real name, sir? Say you don't remember, everything to you is a blur. Over in your society, what's the nature of your activity? If I was a fly on your wall, I'm sure so many would fall. I'm not, you are in the wrong place. I say yes, Mr. Officer, this is my space. Yes, Mr. Officer, this is my place. Yes, Mr. Officer, you're in the wrong place. God only knows what you're looking for when it's your hands in the cookie jar.
him one more time, and we'll see if he answers this time. And we have Herbie FABULUS with us now. Hi, Herbie.
How you doing? How you doing?
Good. I'm just going to tell Tracy that we've
good to hear you guys.
Got everybody. So now we've got Herbie, we've got Richard, and you guys are performing together next weekend, right? The 30th.
Next weekend, Friday, June the 30th.
At the
June 30th.
At the Mod Club. And you're from Toronto? Is that correct?
Yes. Actually, initially I was born in a little place called Jamaica.
Jamaica.
So yes, I'm a Jew. I'm a Jamaican.
Yeah.
You're a Jamaican.
I call myself
you got
a
something
Jamaican
in common
as well.
with Al.
Yeah, I call myself a Jamaican as well.
He's a Jew Canadian.
No, he's Jew-faking.
Funny.
No, I live in Toronto. It's been about 40 years, 42 years.
Wow. You have a very familiar face, and I just asked Richard why you're familiar to me. I mean, I'm born and raised in Toronto. I live up near Owen Sound now, but you were, and he told me something about you that you used to box.
I spent 24 years boxing.
Wow. And did you rank? Were you ranked?
Yeah, I was one of the top. I was probably one of the most feared fighters in the country for a while.
Really?
I trained a lot of guys that you probably would know their names.
Wow. You see, and you learn something new every day. How do you go from a professional boxer to Herbie FABULUS?
Actually, you know something? Boxing is easier than the music industry.
Yeah, no doubt.
Way easier.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely is, because in boxing you step in the ring all the time with yourself, the referee, your opponent, and death. And any one of those guys can stop the fight at any one given time. You prepare yourself properly, and you go out there and you do your job. In the music industry, it doesn't matter how much preparation you do and what you think and how you think. Things come from all over the place. You don't even see coming. They're like octopuses. So, I love boxing. It's a great sport. It's a life sport, man. It teaches you discipline, teaches you how to handle life, because sometimes life knocks you down, and you either stay down or you get back up. If you stay down, you're not going to win.
Amen to that.
Just like in the boxing match, you get knocked down, you stay down, you lose. You get up, you have a chance to fight and win.
Yep, that's about the size of it, eh, Richard?
That's right. I just can't handle nobody touching my face. So I just
me neither. Trust me, I never liked it at all.
So we've been listening to your music. We just heard Mr. Officer, and then we've got Good Man. And
Good Man, yeah.
And we've got Crawling as well. And I've actually got a clip of Richard as well. I just have to pull it up here. And Richard, you got some tonsils on there.
Well, I no longer have the tonsils, but whatever's there is working.
The vocal cords are still
there.
Yeah.
Listen, hey, Richard can sing, man. Trust me when I tell you that. Have you listened to him?
Thank you.
I've heard.
No, I'm not kidding you, man. You can sing.
There you go.
I've heard him sing. He's good.
Thank you, man.
You're a crooner.
Crooner, yeah.
Good word.
I was trying to come up with a quick joke there comparing you and your father, but it didn't work out so well. So I just keep my mouth shut.
No, man. I honestly, I think with last night, I was listening to some of his stuff. You can sing. You can
Thank
sing.
You, man. Thank you, man. It's a lot of fun.
And there's so you do that with like so little effort. Like it's a natural thing.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it comes as far as singing. I think a lot of it, because I've been around people who were actually trained, classically and all that stuff. But what they lack is that they lack that singing from the heart and that emotion and stuff like that. And it just comes natural to me. And that's what I like about you singing as well, because it just comes natural when it's real and it's a part of you and it's in you. it should just flow.
Now,
for me, it's a habit.
Can I ask you guys?
It's a habit for you.
we had.
It's a good habit, though.
It is.
We had another legendary comedian here in Canada, Mike McDonald, and he was saying that he only smokes when he writes his comedy. Do you find that when you're working on your show or a song or whatever you're doing, does it help or hinder while you're performing? I guess is what I'm getting at.
While I'm performing, no. Not while I'm performing. While I'm rehearsing, if I'm rehearsing and preparing and all that, it's a different story. But if I'm on stage and performing, because of what I do, it's got to be right. And you can't allow anything to, all of a sudden making you want to cough, or all of a sudden you're getting the giggles, or, you don't want any of those things to hinder your performance of what you're actually doing. But while I'm rehearsing and picking out things I want to do and songs I want to learn or songs I want to write or anything of that nature, yes, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Herbie? Are you about the same, or do you? I mean, doing reggae, it's kind of synonymous, right?
Well, actually, you know what's funny? Somebody from a station in the U.S. last week, she called me. She heard one or two of my songs, and she called me and said, I like you. But funny thing is, she called me at 1:30 in the morning, and she said, "Is this Herbie?" And I said, "Yeah, this is Herbie." And she said, "You don't have a Jamaican accent." But what kind of music do you do? I said, "So what songs did you listen to?" She said, well, the first song she said she listened and liked a lot was a song called "Crawling." And I said, "Well, that's a reggae song." But you don't have a Bob Marley accent. Like, you don't sound like Bob Marley. Like, hang on a second here. I do reggae music. So what kind of music do you really do? And I said, "No, I do reggae R&B." She says, "Nah, you're not a reggae artist. You're an R&B singer." But the funny thing is, I grew up listening to a lot of R&B songs. Yeah. A lot of it.
Right.
My mom used to sing a lot of gospel stuff. Classical music, believe it or not.
What did you listen? What did you grow up listening to? Did you listen to music with your dad, Richard?
What?
Did you listen to music with your dad? What did you grow up listening to?
Oh, well, my dad was like in the period with the Temptations and all that. I've always been an R&B baby, R&B, and when I got older, it was the show tunes and all that stuff. So a lot of all that came natural. But yeah, definitely R&B for me.
Cool.
Wow.
So
and here's
go on.
No, I was going to say, here's the ironic thing is, all through high school, I ended up playing drums in the band, the school band and stuff like that. And what I most listened to and practiced to was AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, stuff like that, Rush.
Good music.
Yeah,
but not reggae.
They're not reggae. They're not reggae acts.
No, they're not reggae.
Well,
no.
actually,
no.
One of the bands that I really like from the '90s is Led Zeppelin, which is a reggae beat to.
I know who they are.
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, Elvis, reggae, Led Zeppelin.
I've
you
actually
can't beat that combo. I mean,
and
that's
he's
just
yeah.
He's an amazing performer. I mean, he's up there doing Elvis, singing his his heart out, but his own way. They were really big in the '90s. I enjoyed them. I saw them play with. They opened for Fish in Toronto one year. I saw them. So we're gonna. I'd like to give Richard a little time to plug, and then we're gonna let him on his happy way because he's a busy man. He's Richard Pryor Jr. So of course he's busy. Give a plug what you're doing and what you're going to be doing when you're here for Pride and all that, please, Richard.
Well, while I'm here for Pride, actually, I want to enjoy Pride because I've never been to Pride in Toronto, so I'm looking forward to that. I believe I'm hitting some comedy show on Sunday night, and then on the 30th we have the double show with Herbie FABULUS, with me performing in the first show, and then Herbie FABULUS and his friends performing in the second show at the Mod Club.
Oh, cool. Sounds like a big night.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be fab. It's going to be a lot of fun. So
I know that
it's going to be a fabulous night.
there's been a lot
and a Herbie night too.
There are a lot of really
and then when I want to let people know that have never seen cabaret, to forget what you think you know about cabaret, because my cabaret was nominated in musical comedy. So you're going to have some laughs. You're going to have some thought-provoking moments. And it's going to make you think, and you're going to be able to identify with the things that I've gone through and with the songs that I sing and the story that I tell.
If I may just interrupt for a second.
Yep.
Sorry to interrupt you, but Richard, I read somewhere, somebody said they caught your show in New York, I think it was, and they end up leaving crying, laughing all together.
Yeah.
So
I actually had this friend of mine, this guy I'd met, I hadn't known that long. Him and his wife came, and he was actually, I'd never seen a guy right there just like bawling. A grown man, tough man riding a Harley, crying in the audience. It was great.
It was great. Nice guy. Yeah, it was awesome.
I'm looking forward to it so much, so I really am.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I hope everybody enjoys it. People that come out and everything will enjoy it.
Well,
enjoy both shows.
I think they will.
And just let themselves go and let their hair down and just have fun.
Just remember, say no. No.
I haven't forgot that. Definitely say no.
Well, Richard, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. I know that
you as well.
And feel free, if you've got something else coming up, please let Tracy know, and we'll have you on again.
I appreciate it, and thank you so much for everything, and thank you for having me on the radio show. And Herbie, I will see you.
I'll catch up for you tomorrow.
All right, you guys have a good one, okay?
You too.
Okay, thanks,
Richard.
Thanks. Good luck with your show.
Take care.
We are going to take another break, and then we'll come back and talk with Herbie FABULUS. We're going to listen to his song, Crawling, and we'll be right back. This is the 420 Radio Show. We're live on Lifestyle Radio.
All right, I'm here.
The following is a public service announcement from the Canadian Therapeutic Cannabis Partners Society. The Canadian Therapeutic Cannabis Partners Society is a non-profit organization dedicated to ensuring improved access to therapeutic cannabis and cannabis byproducts in Canada. With a federal government that has committed to legalizing cannabis, we feel it is our duty to ensure that the medicinal use of cannabis doesn't get lost in the process and that there are clear distinctions made between the medicinal and recreational use of cannabis. It is our mission to ensure that government regulation doesn't get in the way of a sick, disabled, or terminally ill person's right to use or produce this amazing natural health product. If you would like to get involved, you can contact us on the internet www.canadiantherapeuticCannabisPartners.com, on Facebook, CTCP Society, or search Canadian Therapeutic Cannabis Partners.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
You thought the grass was greener over there. Seems all your fussing got you nowhere. Cows don't know the use of their tail, no. But when it's gone, you hear them away. That's why you run, come back, crawling on your knees, saying, baby, 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 please. Look at you now, crawling on your knees, saying, baby, 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 please. I gave you love and so much other stuff, but you whined and complained, saying that's not enough. See, the clouds don't always guarantee rain, no. Fools, comfort, surprise. vowed you're not coming here anymore. Not even stop to say goodbye. Care not if I should live or die. Too many visits to the house down yonder. Maybe too much time at the next door neighbors. I guess you finally realized some of your actions were not wise. So now you run, come back, crawling on your knees, saying, baby, 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 please. Look at you now, crawling on your knees, saying, baby, 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 please. Oh, look at you now, crawling on your knees, saying, baby, 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 forgive me. Look at you now, bawling, 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 saying, baby, please, and down on my knees. Oh, look at you now, crawling on your knees, saying, baby, please, and down on my knees. Oh, look at you now, crawling on your knees, saying, baby, baby, forgive me.
And we are back. That was Herbie Fabulous. What? How did you come up with your stage name?
Because
Well, I'm in the car business. I clean dirty cars. Love it. And it seems like most of the time, customers will pick up their cars from me over the years, and they'd all say, "Damn, my car looks fabulous."
Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
you guys did a fabulous job. So I just adopted the name, you know. But to be a success, you got to be different from everybody else. So I changed the spelling, and it's a reflection of us, fabulous.
Awesome.
And that kind of worked.
It does work.
It does work.
I'm just Al.
Yeah.
Nice to
I'm
meet
just
you.
Al.
I'm just Al. So
But I actually like it because, you know, it works because everything and everybody around me is fabulous. And I like to take things to another level, cutting above everything else. So starting with the music, starting with everything, I want everything just to be fabulous. You know, I want people around me to be fabulous. I want people to leave my shows and say, you know what, I had a fabulous time. The music is fabulous. Everything's got to be fabulous. So it works.
You stay fabulous.
You stay fabulous. Can I ask you something? How do you go from a drummer in a like a basically metal band to being a boxer, and then to being a reggae artist? How do can you just kind of run that through that for us?
Sure. When I was about 6 or 7 years old, my mom, I don't know, it's something just, I don't know how it happened, but my mom used to go to markets every Saturday morning. And one morning, she woke up and she said, it's like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. She goes to the fruit market, get fruits and foods in Jamaica. And then she said, you know, if you get up early, just don't go outside, stay in bed until I get back. I won't be long. And I took 2 pencils and a bunch of books and spread them out around me on the bed. And I started playing them like drums. Different thickness of the books, different sounds.
I used to use my mom's pot and pans.
I'm sorry?
I used to use my mom's pots and pans and boxes.
Oof, exactly, same different. Yeah. It's improvisation of what we had. So when I came to Pickering High School in Canada in 1976, I ended up playing drums in a senior band, a stage band, concert band, that type of thing. But then boxing was just a natural thing for me. As a kid in Jamaica, we used to watch boxing on the radio. You know, the one station we had. I remember watching, let's say watching, we used to listen to it, Muhammad Ali fight Joe Frazier on the radio. So, you know, we're sports people in Jamaica, sports and music, and boxing is a big thing. And when I came to Canada, I had this little bully situation with a racism incident with a kid in school. And, man, I'll never forget it till the day I die, where this kid just came out of the middle of nowhere and called me the N-word, but he was pretty vicious about it and gave me a couple of nice thumps in my face at the time, just out of the blue. And I reacted kind of rudely by saying some nasty, explicit things to him, and he didn't take too kindly about it. So he came back across the street and said, "I'm going to give you some more." I couldn't do anything, man. I was just a little kid. I was 11, 12 years old. But I vowed that, you know what, it's not going to happen to me again. So I walked into a boxing club, the Ajax Boxing Club, one day, and it was a natural thing for me, and then the rest was history.
Did you ever go back and kick his ass?
Oh, damn, funny you asked that. I did see him some years later at the flea market in Pickering. And I said to my girlfriend at the time, "Remember the story I told you?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, there's a cat right there." And she said, hey, don't go say nothing to him. So I went over to him and I said, "Hey, see you looking at the fruits over there, man. These ones are pretty good." He said, "Yeah, they're pretty good." I kept talking to him for a little while, and then I looked at him and I said, "You look familiar, man. You don't remember me, do you?" He said, "No." And I kept being a bit of an idiot, you know, but he kept saying to me, no, I don't remember you. I think he remembered who I was, but he just didn't want to let me know he knew who I was.
No, because he figured he'd get his ass kicked.
You know what, man? And just, trust me, I was a little bigger, better, stronger then. And I think the best thing was just to let sleeping dogs lie, so I walked away from it.
Good for you.
That's the right choice, actually.
It is, yeah.
It was. But trust me, I pushed the envelope big time.
Yeah, I mean, your first impulse is to beat the tar out of them, you know, but you just don't. It's your better if you don't.
Ironically, his sister was my manager at work at the time at McDonald's, my first job.
Oh, wow.
And I told her the story, and she says, "Really? I'm going to go home and have a talk with him." So she did, and she came back to work the next day and said, "It's a small world." And I did talk to him about it, and he's really remorseful about what he did, because his sister was a beautiful person. We got along so well. But she follows me on Twitter now quite a bit. But I don't know whatever happened to him. I've never asked her about him. But, that's history. But the incident itself, I'll never forget, because, I mean, we're in a climate now where there's all these things about different bullyism, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just don't think it's a cool thing. But thank God I've gotten to the point now where boxing has taught me that I can walk away from a lot of things, and it don't faze me one bit. So if I'm walking down the street and somebody says something to me the wrong way or do the wrong thing, I'm confident in myself that I don't have nothing to prove. I can walk away from stuff.
Yeah. And you boxed for a long time, didn't you?
Oh, man, yeah, I did. I love it. I love the game, man. I trained with a lot of guys. Lennox Lewis was in my...
Do you still fight? Do you still train and do it for do you still do it for fitness?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, big time. That's the only thing I really miss that I'm not doing as much. I don't miss my actual fights. I've had 67 fights, but I don't miss my actual fights. I miss the training aspect of things. The great thing. Yeah.
And how does that dovetail into becoming a reggae artist?
Well, I mean, being from Jamaica, reggae music is a really big thing. And I think reggae music is like soul music. There's messages in the music, the rhythm, you know? Yep. It's a feel. You got to have a feel for that music. And it tells a story. It's like the old blues, you know, like old days. Blues artists would sit there and they'd tell stories, man, through their music, through the blues. Reggae is the same thing. And reggae is quite similar. There's a lot of similarities. And it's a feeling. You can't do reggae. Like some people try to do reggae music, but they just don't have that soul. They don't have the feel for it. You got to have a feel for it. And it gets you dancing. You can't listen to a reggae song and sit there quietly. You got to move. You got to dance.
I call it chair dancing music. I love dance hall.
Some dance hall I like. Some of it I'm not too keen on, but for the most part, I mean, listen, music's music, and everybody's got their own taste. I love all kinds of music. Like I said, I grew up, I played in rock, like rock music. I listened to a lot of heavy metal stuff, blues. I listened to rock. I listened to pop. jazz a lot, even classical music.
I play
I'm just a music. I'm a connoisseur of music. I'm a music fan first and foremost.
Yeah.
And it's true what you say about feel too, because there's music that you listen to, but my favorite is the music that you feel.
Yes, like Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
I feel Pink Floyd.
I feel Floyd.
Yeah, I feel Floyd all the time.
There's some music I can tell you I listen to, and it brings me back. It brings tears to my eyes. You know.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Like I can listen to music all day.
There are some songs that will literally make you high. You know,
yes. And there's some songs that you can listen to over and over and over and over and over.
Pink Floyd.
And never
my
get
goodness,
sick
and
of.
you just don't get enough of it.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, and you never get sick of it.
No, never get sick of it. Never, ever. Nope.
There's one of my songs I can tell you that it's hard for me to listen to the song. It's hard for me to. I don't think I'll ever do the song live, but it's a song on the record called "Rest in Peace." You probably haven't listened to it. It's a ballad. It's not a reggae track, but I wrote the song for my mom and dad who passed away. And anyone can listen to that song, use that song if they've lost a loved one. They can relate to it.
Is it on?
So I released it as a tribute. I'm sorry.
Is it on your Facebook or on your YouTube?
Yeah, it is. It's I released it as a tribute to Prince when he passed away.
I will try and find it.
Yeah, it's a ballad.
I don't know if I saw that one.
What's it called? What's it called again?
It's called Rest in Peace.
Rest in Peace.
And you won't sing that one live?
I won't do it live. It's too hard. It took me almost 2 years to record it. I wrote it in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But,
You're not going to do it a cappella, right?
I don't think I'll even do that because it's just too emotional. It brings me back to my mom and dad, especially my mom.
Yeah.
You know,
here it is.
It's
Here I
just too
see it.
scary. I've had a bunch of people ask me to use the song at their loved one's funeral and things like that. So I'm glad it's doing that. But me personally, nah.
I have it right here. Let's listen to a couple of seconds just for a second here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he found it.
I can listen to it. That's it.
I thank you for being there. How I wish you were still here. This world will miss you.
Lighters up.
But you are in a better place. The angels now, they have your smile. I'm sure they too will like your style. Thank you.
So you wrote that for Prince to say rest in peace, yes?
No, for my mom and dad who passed away.
Okay, but you put it out there for him when he died.
I put it out there so people can use it because it's like a friend of mine, like a guitar player that I work with, a tremendous player, Carl Harvey. Carl said to me, "Listen, man, that's like White Christmas, except White Christmas comes around once a year. This song, people are dying every day." So it's a song that whenever you lose a loved one, that's a song. I actually went to a funeral and watched 8 people stood around a coffin, and they had this song playing in the background, and it was just totally speaking for them, and everybody was crying.
Wow.
I didn't realize the impact of the song, so it speaks for people.
Sometimes when you write a song, it takes on a life of its own for other people, but it means something totally different for you.
I don't think I bring out the best of the song because I think that's a song that somebody like a Celine Dion or a Jennifer Hudson could probably do a way better job than I can. But you know, I put the song out there so people can relate to it and use it for their own purposes.
Awesome.
And so far, it's been working as such. It's just, I like it. It's my most meaningful song to date. Not necessarily my favorite. My favorite is Good Man, but it's my most meaningful song.
What kind of stuff are you going to be doing at the Mod Club?
I'm doing some covers and the entire EP, Good Man EP.
Okay.
And I think some interesting covers. I kind of like to get the audience involved in the show, though. So the songs are geared around getting the audiences involved and participating. You know.
I was
I try to make the show fun.
I was told that tickets are $45 in advance, $50 at the door, and you can get it at
that's for Richard's show. Yeah.
Now tickets.ca.
Now ticketing.
Yeah, nowtickets.ca, and you can get tickets there. And
of course, yeah.
I'm reading Tracy's press release here.
Okay, anyone who loves good music, live music, do not miss the show. Do not miss the show. We did a scaled-down version of the show on May 18th at the Lula Lounge, and in Toronto. And my phone rang off the wall the next day, and the biggest complaint that we had from a lot of people was that they left feeling that they didn't get enough. Or after each artist was finished, they felt that they wanted to hear more. Tony Springer, for example, Tony used to play with David Bowie. He is just a phenomenal guitar player. Phenomenal. Matter of fact, I think he was one of David Bowie's favorite guitar players. And he spent some time with him playing and recording on his records and stuff. But he is a great person, period. First and foremost, just a tremendous guy. And his playing also speaks as such. He's on the show. And I felt that a lot of people felt maybe shortchanged a little bit with his performance in the sense that they wanted to hear more of him. So this time around, we're going to put him out there a little bit more. And it's just great. The band is just solid. Our rehearsal so far, we all just kind of like, oh man, this is great. We're all having a great time. We're all having a great time, and it reflects in the music. So if anybody's really into good live music, that's solid music, don't miss the show. Not because it's our show, it's just a great show.
It's hard to find good live music now. I remember when Toronto was full of it.
Well, I think part of that is a lot of venues are also closing down.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, that's a shame.
It is a real shame.
Yeah, it certainly is.
You know,
and unless it's a big name artist such as Rod Stewart or like in tonight's case, U2 or whatever, people go out to see them. A friend of mine went out to see on Monday. What was it this year? Hall & Oates, Daryl Hall and John Oates.
Yep.
I've never seen them live.
With Tears for
Great
Fear.
act, love their music. And it was a Monday night, I think, a Monday or Tuesday night, and it was packed. Packed. So there is a hunger for really good music. Really good music.
I think that might be...
And Toronto, believe it or not, Toronto has a lot of talent.
Yeah, they do.
A lot of talent.
Yeah. It might be a reason why a lot of the older, what we would call classic rock bands now, I guess, are coming out of the shadows and doing these mega tours. There's in Owen Sound, they have a big, at Kelso Beach, they have a big concert there, and it's usually, old classic rock guys. And then they throw in, the next day they throw in the newer acts for the kids, like Headley and stuff like that.
And
go on.
I was going to say the classic rock bands. I mean, I grew up listening to Boston, Van Halen, Doobie Brothers. Even Pink Floyd. There's a band that listen to Genesis a lot. I've seen Genesis probably about 9 times. The Police, a little bit different, but that was me. Dire Straits, that was me. Eric Clapton, seen him 4 times. So yeah, there's a big void that's not there anymore. Even the Stones, my goodness, AC/DC, wow, great bands. So there is a need for that. There's a void that's missing, and I think really and truly in today's market, a lot of young kids they're so much into their computers and things like that. The playing isn't necessarily there anymore. To be a skilled guitar player or a skilled bass player, it's not quite there. It's all computerized.
But
so when you get a bunch of guys, I'm sorry.
But when you have somebody like an Ed Sheeran who sits there and comes up on their own, all these different ways of producing music with the loopers and all that, there are some, like over the last 20 years, there have been some really good artists that,
correct.
But some of them have been short-lived. Some should be here where others shouldn't be, right?
Correct.
But Ross, you used to perform, right? Ross, you used to be in a band, didn't you?
I was in a band, yeah, for 3 years. It was one of the best experiences of my life. I really enjoyed it. And again, it comes down to being able to feel the music. Like when it's one thing to be a listener and to listen to the music and feel the music as you listen to it, but when you're actually playing the music and you feel it even more deeply or differently, I guess. Herbie, maybe you can elaborate on that a little bit too, as a musician.
It's a feeling.
It's
this feeling.
Yeah, it's like this feeling, like this tingle, this that comes across your back and over your shoulders and down your arms. You know, when you know that you're all just tight and you're just hitting that zone
at live venues especially. Yes,
especially,
definitely.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
I'm very, very blessed and fortunate now to have a producer, Errol Starr. Do you remember Errol Starr?
I've heard the name. I have heard the name, yes.
He had a very huge song out in the 80s called Angel. Great song, one of my favorite songs to this day. And he's a black guy, Jamaican background, that fronted a white heavy metal band called Harbinger.
Don't recall.
You remember Harbinger?
No, I don't.
I've heard of them, I think.
Yeah, they were a Toronto bar band for a long time. A bit of an odd situation because he was very much like a Rick James type performer, entertainer, and then he had the song Angel, like I said, in the album did really well. He's now converted more so into the reggae scene now, and he's produced the album for me, and just a great artist himself, great performer. But we're musical. Anything and everything that we're working on together, we work on it from a music standpoint, and we share the same brain. We think alike. You know, I can come up with an idea, walk outside the studio, come back in, and he's finished my thoughts. But it's great to work with because, like I said, we're working with real musicians, live musicians. Anything that you've heard just so far, it's all real players, and we generally duplicate pretty well everything on stage with live musicians, and it sounds great. Now, again, like I said, not because it's ours, but really, I got to remove myself from the stage and look at it objectively, and the band is just great. They're great players.
So how are you doing back home in Jamaica? Are people listening to you there? Are you known there?
You know what's fun? That's great question you ask. In Jamaica, things are just starting to roll for me now in a very big way. I did an interview about a week or so ago on the Barry G radio show. And things are just starting to pick up. The song Crawling is getting a lot of traction down there now. And ironically, in Germany, Falling at Me and Midnight Hour is in the top 30 rotation in some radio station there. I've never been to Germany.
Wow, great. Congratulations.
I hope I'm following in the same footsteps as a band called Saga. Do you remember Saga?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they had a '1 song in Germany before they were even well known in Canada.
Yep.
When I was in
high school.
I was in Germany back in the 80s, and we were sitting in a bar and listening to this band, and it was an awesome band. When we come back to Canada, it was probably about 6 months after they come back to Canada, they started playing this song on the radio, and I recognized the song, and it was Whitesnake was the band.
Oh, man. That's interesting.
So I watched Whitesnake play in a bar in Germany before they were really Whitesnake.
I do want to see that change, though. You know, where Canada, Toronto, Canada, and a whole start recognizing and accepting their talents before we all end up going someplace else. There's just so much. I mean, I'm happy for Justin Bieber. I'm happy for people like Drake. Whatever genre of music that they're doing, but they're so widely recognized outside of the country. And I really don't know what it is, but unfortunately, they say like a prophet is never really revered, so to speak, in his own hometown. I'm seeing a lot of it. But I really like to see that change. I think
Herbie,
it's part marketing and
it is
part promotion, maybe, because there's so much talent in Canada. so much talent.
Back in the
and
90s,
the one thing about the fans, I will say this much: I've been so myself fortunate and so blessed that I've got great fan support here, great fan base here, and when they're loyal to you in anything, hockey or what have you, they latch onto you and they love you and they will remain loyal to you. That's one thing I gotta say about Canadian fans, big time.
One thing that I have enjoyed for the last, my lifetime is the live bands in Toronto. I used to produce a newspaper in the 90s, and we used to go see, every night we'd go see, the Gandharvas and the Headstones and whoever was playing.
Oh man, the Headstones! I remember them growing up in Headstones.
They're still very much around. Hugh Dillon has a show that he does in Toronto called Flashpoint. It's a cop show. He's got one of the lead roles in that show, and he still tours with the Headstones. In fact, I believe they have a new album out or whatever. But it was that type of, going to Lee's Palace or going to the Horseshoe or the Diamond Club. Right. Back, you remember the Diamond Club, Ross?
Not the Diamond. I remember the Domino Club.
Well, it's not. Yeah, the Diamond. Wasn't that it's now the Phoenix?
Yeah, that's now the Phoenix. Yes, exactly. That's where I was going. Yeah. It's been the Phoenix Club for years and years and years. But
correct. But before it was the Diamond Club. Yeah.
It was the Diamond Club originally. Yeah, it was the place to go. We either went to the Diamond Club or we went to the Terrace to roller skate.
And it was. Yeah, that's right too. That's right. Yeah. Oh my goodness, you're giving away my age. But them days, man, a lot of people used to turn out then. A lot of people used to turn out. But remember, we also didn't have the internet, right?
Well, right, exactly, and I was just downtown. I was in the city last weekend, and driving down, and I'm like, "Where'd this building come from? The gasworks is gone."
I know. All these venues are being pushed out by condos.
What was it? The gasworks is now gone, and they've closed.
Gasworks was awesome. I used to go there all the time. Horseshoe, Gasworks. There were so many great venues. We used to bar hop. We'd go from one to another to another.
Absolutely. And walking too. You would walk through the city, go to this bar and that bar. But even now, the Hard Rock is closed. And Q107 is gone,
that's right.
and that whole corner has a whole life of its own. And as I said, we were driving down. We went past Queen. I was like, it's so dark down here. You got a theater, and you've got the business, and then you've got a Starbucks. It's just real dark and dingy down at the end. And I remember we never went past Queen Street because there was nothing there. We would walk from.
It's nice to I was going to say it's nice to see what they did with the El Macombo.
Yeah. And that was Buddy from the Dragon's Den that bought that, I think, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, and did what he did with it. So it's nice. I haven't gone to the finished version, but it's changed up somewhat, and it's still around. The Bamboo Club is gone. Oh my goodness.
The Big Bop is gone. I used to work next door at King Saul, at the sporting goods store, and
yes.
The Paddock is still there.
You go ahead.
Well, the Paddock is still there. I don't know. I don't think if Jeff Healy's band is bar is still there. I don't know if that's still open. Wayne Gretzky's got a place down on Blue Jay Way.
Yeah.
And that whole King Street area has gone very jazzy down there.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting to see that used to be, and what they used to call the Schmata district is like just humming now. All the way,
what's funny?
All the way over to Ossington, there's stuff going on now where it used to be. I don't know if I want to go down there and look at the hookers walking around. But now there's some good bars down there.
Let's clean it up, man. Let's clean it up. I know this last week I went down that area and they've cleaned it up big time.
Yep.
Oh boy.
And all those hotels down on the lakeshore, all the hooker hotels, it's all now condos.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, Toronto is a nice city. It's a beautiful place. It really, really is an awful. It's an awfully nice place. It's just beautiful. It's clean. It's a nice, safe city. The only thing I think it's missing is a really good music venue. Because I miss my days of seeing Godot live or Max Webster live. You know
what I miss,
and those are great.
The Forum.
I'm sorry.
I miss the Forum. That's what I miss. They need to put.
Oh,
the
that's your place for him. Even that. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I remember the $4.25 concert.
Well, you know, I've just
the $4.25.
I've just read that on the at the Molson Amphitheater, the grass seats, the you know, you sit on the grass like you used to at the Forum. They're very reasonable priced, actually. You know, to go and sit. I mean, you're up in the nosebleeds, but it still is remnants of the old Forum. It'll never be the old Forum. I mean, we used to go and listen to B.B. King all afternoon, just playing with Buddy Rich. You know, or
James
Buddy Guy,
Brown, Smokey and the Robinsons,
David Wilcox.
Smokey Robinson.
We used to go. We used to go see Doug and the Slugs every year. Peter Tosh would come in.
Downchild Blues Band.
Peter Tosh every year.
And the thing, you remember the Forum used to turn around, right?
Yep. We need to bring the Forum. We should start a protest to bring the Forum back. Come on, Ross. Marcel's not saying anything because he's got his hands in some ice cream.
He's probably eating ice cream if I know him.
No, he had his ice cream and his coffee, and now he's rolling up another one of these wonderful samples to judge for the cup.
All right, let me know when you get to mine.
I don't know which one's yours, so I won't know.
Well, when you find one that really smells good and gets you really, really high, you know you found mine.
You guys are even Jamaican.
What we've been doing is switching back and forth, waiting a couple hours in between. So we're going indica, sativa.
It's only fair you'll give it at least a couple hours, yeah. To be a good judge, you got to do that.
Actually, I write down what time on my judge's sheet. So then
okay.
That way
Are you guys gonna make it down to the show next weekend?
Not I. I'm in Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
Are you going to make it down to Harvest Fest in a couple weeks?
Trace will give me information on that.
14th to the 16th in Nova Scotia.
Hey, listen, man, Nova Scotia is one of the places I really want to go. I spent a lot of time as a young man growing up in Canada over in New Brunswick, and I love the place. And believe it or not, I have a lot of connections in Nova Scotia through boxing. The Downey brothers are really good friends of mine. Ray Downey and his brother.
And the Downeys are very big into boxing here.
Yeah, they were great fighters. Clyde Gray. So I have a lot of connection down there, but I've never been there. Newfoundland was the other place. I have a lot of good friends from there.
Well, I think we've got some Newfoundlanders coming over for the Harvest Fest, so you should come down and you can meet everybody at once.
I see what my schedule is like. I got a lot of stuff happening right now, big time.
Well, that's good for you.
I'm doing this. I'm doing the 30th, and then 2 days later, I'm over at Woodbine Reggae Fest, Toronto show. That's gonna be a great show, really, really good show.
We'll only put you on stage if you want to.
I'm sorry?
We'll only put you on stage if you really want to.
Okay.
And Marcel really wants to.
Well, no. I'm pretty easy because I'm going to be too friggin' busy anyway, so.
We're planning a lot of stuff for Canada for later on in the year and next year. But, listen, I love Canada big time. I mean, it's been home for me for 40-odd years, 42 years now. And I'm grateful. It's Canada's 150th birthday the day after our show.
Yep.
So, I got to say shout out to Canadians. This is the country that's embraced me as a person. I was born in Jamaica. I grew up there the first 11 years of my life, and this has really been home for me for, like I said, 42 years. So I'm thankful and grateful for what the country's given me, what the country's offered to me, the people that have embraced me, and it's been great. I've had a great ride.
Are you you're performing the Canada Day weekend, are you?
No, just the day before, which is the 30th.
Oh, okay.
Well, yes, I am. I'm sorry, I apologize. And the 30th, yes, and then July 2nd, which is the day after Canada Day, I'm at the Toronto show.
Oh, okay.
Woodbine, cool. yeah, that's a great show. With Tess Anchin headlining the second night, Romaine Virgo the first night. It's Baby Sham. It's going to be a great reggae festival. Blessed's going to be there. Tasha T, Mission Me, Carlos Morgan, who's also on my show on the 30th of June. So that's going to be a great show as well too.
Mishi, me, Devin. You remember Devin? Devin Martin?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
I met
Devin's actually putting the show on.
Is he really? I met Devin years and years and years ago. He was doing a thing down at Harborfront, and I went and covered him for the newspaper I was doing back then, and we hung out.
He's a great playwright.
He did. I don't know if you remember, Ross, Mr. Metro, that song Mr. Metro. It got him into a lot of trouble.
Mr. Metro is Jay Martin's brother.
Yeah, Devin.
Yes.
Yeah, Devin. Yep.
That's Jay's brother. Jay's also on the show June 30th, by the way. Eh?
Oh, cool. Cool.
Yeah, big time. To me, one of the funniest guys in this country, man. Big time. And a hell of a nice guy. Genuine guy.
So why
so he's going to be on the show.
Why don't you give your show another plug, and we're going to take another quick break, and then we can let you go.
No worries, man. No worries. Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me on the show. Much appreciated. Thank you sincerely.
Anytime. You're welcome anytime.
And yeah, man, anytime. And your listeners again, check out the music. And whoever is in Toronto area, or even if you're from out of town, you want to make a trip down, it'll be worth your while. That's Friday, June the 30th at the Mod Club. There are 2 shows. 7 o'clock, I open the show for Richard Pryor Jr., along with Jay Martin, comedian Jay Martin. And then at 9 o'clock, there's Herbie FABULUS and Friends, myself, Tony Springer, and Jerome Tucker, the Jerome Tucker Band. He's going to be in the show as well, and Carlos Morgan. The band just consists of a bunch of great musicians from Toronto, but the Jerome Tucker Band, a very interesting guy. He's a blues bass player, originally from the States, lives here in Toronto now. Just a phenomenal player, man. Phenomenal bass player. Listen to my song, Good Man, and the song Midnight Hour on my album. He's the bass player on both those tracks. Check out the show. Come and check out the show. Well worth your while if you're really, really into good live music.
Yeah, if you want tickets, you can check out nowtickets.ca. That's where they have them.
Yeah, or you can get them at the door.
Yeah, you can get. There's
$50
at the door,
but they might sell out now, so you better go and get them.
Yeah,
I think so too. I definitely think so. Yeah. Again, like I said, I thank you guys sincerely for having me on your show. But most importantly, I really, 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 in such a short period of time, it just seems like my status, if you will, as an entertainer, has risen so much, so fast. Thank you to the audience in Canada and globally, because it seems like I'm getting a lot of traction globally as well, to UK audiences, Jamaica audiences, Germany, of course, they're starting to come on board. And you know what? My neighbors south of the border, they're really paying attention now. But the audience base that I've gotten so far has been supportive, they have been strong, and they're loyal, I'm telling you. So thank you, Canada. Yeah. Thank you so much again, and keep supporting and spreading the word.
Awesome. And thank you for joining us.
No worries. You're welcome anytime. Feel free to call anytime.
So yeah, it's been a pleasure, Herbie, and I really have been. I haven't heard your music before we had you coming on the show, but I'm much better now for hearing it, and I will definitely be listening. And hopefully, you got something on the go for the future.
Oh, most definitely. This is a journey, man, and I'll say this before I go. This is a long journey. This is just the very beginning, and part of my journey is to make a difference in the lives of others less fortunate than I am. That's the biggest thing. I have a stage, I have an opportunity to do that, and first and foremost is to make a difference in the lives of others less fortunate than I am, in whatever way, shape, or form. The music has to be a vehicle that allows me and others to do that, and to influence others. That it don't matter how old you are or what stage of your life or what you've gone through, it's never too late to start. It is never too late to give yourself an opportunity, but give yourself a chance, and whatever you're doing, start, and try, and achieve something. It's never too late. I've had people now around me who say, hey, it's a little bit too late now for you to do what you're doing. Well, you listen and tell me if it's too late. Give yourself a chance. And while you're doing that, look back, be able to look back and say, along my way, these are people that have helped to get where I'm at. These are the amount of smiles I put on people's faces, as opposed to saying, these are the amount of teeth I kicked in and the fingers I crushed to get where I'm at. So I'm basically just focusing on helping others as I go along, making a difference to people as I move along, and look back and smile and be happy that I've managed to help some people along the way. That is very, 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 very important, particularly when it comes to the state of poverty. Poverty should be a crime. So we really all have a duty to help others less fortunate. And thank God the music has helped me to walk in that direction. Thank you guys for giving me a chance to let my voice be heard.
You're very welcome. And we've got one more song that we're going to hear, and that's Good Man. And you can check out Herbie. You can check out Herbie's stuff at herbiefabulous.com. And thank you again, and we'll be right back. This is the 420 Radio Show, and did you guys want to say anything before we go to a commercial?
No, just thank you for coming.
Yes, thanks, Herbie. And you know, we're all on the same page. We all want to help people, and that's what it's ultimately about. That's what life is all about.
Thank you.
Please keep in touch, Herbie, and send us your new stuff when you have some new stuff out.
Great, thank you. So we'll do that.
We'll be right back.
Man, have you been to Canadays yet? Canadays, Campbellford's premier cannabis culture shop at 19 Bridge Street West. They've got bongs, oil rigs, grinders, and papers. Everything you need for consumption. They've got seeds, soil, nutrients, and dome trays too. Everything you need for cultivation. Get top quality seeds from top suppliers like Canuck, Crop King, and wholesaler Nexus. Canadays. They've got all kinds of awesome cannabis novelties, clothing, and apparel. I know, right? It's a lot more than just a bong shop. Interested in gaining legal access? Canadays can help. They're a PACE information center. You know, people advocating cannabis education? Come by the shop and check it out. 19 Bridge Street West, Campbellford. Canadays. Have your say without saying a word. Canadays.ca.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
When you're soaring, proving to the top, jealousy will try to pull you to the ground. Have no fear, my friends, hear this I say to you. They cannot keep a good man down. Cannot keep a good man down. No, 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 no. Cannot keep a good man down. Some will smile, pretend they wish you well, while discreetly try to steal your crown away. But no matter what it is they do or say, Lord knows they cannot keep a good man down. Cannot keep a good man down. Can't keep a good no, 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 no. Cannot keep a good man down. Can't keep a good say man down. They cannot keep a good man down. Cannot keep a good man down. They cannot keep a good man down. Say no matter what it is they do or say, Lord knows they cannot keep a good man down. No, 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 no. Can't keep a good man down. Crows and scavengers, them all roam free. Plant no seeds, but expect that they must reap. When you work so hard and blessed with plenty harvest, they try to take it while you sleep. Yeah, that's what they do. They cannot keep a good man down. They a good man down. Said no matter what it is they do or say, Lord knows, they cannot keep a good man down. They cannot keep a good man down. They cannot keep a good man down. Said no matter what it is they do or say, Lord knows, they cannot keep a good man down. No, 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 no. Can't keep a good man down. Say they can't keep a good man down. No, they cannot keep a good man down. No, 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 no.
So you're melting them on?
Well, no, you got to heat it
Oh, okay.
to pressure fit them on.
What are you talking about, guys? Tell people what you're talking about.
We're talking about hooking up irrigation systems for your cannabinoid plants outdoors.
Oh, really? Why don't you?
Oh, this is outdoor irrigation. Okay.
Outdoor
Yeah.
irrigation. You thought it was indoor.
Well, you know what I did? I just did a 300-gallon resi up on a stand, 3/4-inch tubing, had T's and elbows, ran a line down each 18-foot-long trough, and wherever there was a plant, I just took my drill and made a 1/8-inch hole right at the base of the plant. So when I opened up the spigot on the 300-gallon resi, the stream of water about 2 foot tall would come up like a fountain at the base of each plant.
Oh, that would work.
Yeah, it was easy as hell, too.
Yeah. No, what I've done is, because I grow outdoors in pots, I have feeder lines going to every pot with
Right.
adjustable emitters on them.
Yep.
And then it's all hooked on a timer.
Mm-hmm.
So I give it an hour of water every 4 hours.
Okay.
Are we on
And
the air,
those
man?
adjustable emitters are awesome, aren't they? Because there are plants that'll take it up faster than others, and you want to get everybody to the right moisture level, and you can overwater some and underwater others if you don't have that little adjuster.
Yeah. So what I've got is I've got plants that are in different stages of growth. So some are taking more water than others already.
Right.
So it's easier to do it this way, and then come evening time, I just go out and check, and if anybody needs water, they get some water, and if anybody's getting too much, they get cut back.
Do you have little on-off thingies there that you can turn some on and turn some off, or is it just?
Yeah,
slow?
I can do that, but I've got it all hooked to a timer, so it all goes on at once.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But when
then
the
I
timer
also
goes on, you got the little petcock thing for each line, right?
Yeah.
Little
So
skin
then,
valve.
but what I also have is up above everything is I have misting sprayers.
Oh, so
Because
you're misting foliage?
I can miss foliage. Well, I do miss foliage, especially in August, late July and August when it gets too hot.
Mm-hmm.
I'll turn on the misters, and within minutes it'll drop the temperature by 20 degrees in the garden.
That's literally cool.
It is literally cool, and it's just a fine mist that comes down, and even my thermometer on the wall, you see the temperature dropping almost right away as soon as you turn these misters on.
Well, when I was in Phoenix, you go to the outdoor patios in Phoenix, and they've actually got these misters that are going all the time there. Yeah.
It's the same idea. So what I'll normally do is I'll go out at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon when it's really getting warm, and then I'll turn them on and leave them on for the afternoon during the hottest part of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And it prevents my plants from hitting 95 degrees, which causes...
So is it just straight water, or do you put anything into the mister?
I just use straight water.
Yeah.
Because I grow everything organically anyway, so...
Yeah. I'm not a fan of spraying stuff on my plants.
No, I don't do foliar feeding at all.
Yeah.
It's fine if people want to do it. No, I just figure why bother? It's just that much more chemical you got to flush out later.
The only time I'll spray a leaf with anything, it'll be vitamin B1, and it's only when they don't have roots and they're trying to get roots.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only time I'll spray anything on my plants.
Yeah.
Just not a fan, especially in flower.
But the what I found with using the drip system is I end up using way less water.
Hey, guys.
Yep.
Can I interrupt 1 sec? Because I want to say something before I forget.
Okay.
What, we're on air?
We're on. Oh, God. You've been
We
on
have
air
been for a while
the
now, or
last
Ross.
15 minutes.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Now he's replaying everything we just said in his mind.
Yeah, what did I
say? And who's going to get in trouble? I just wanted to thank Tracy Lamori for setting up those interviews. She did good. I like Tracy.
Yeah.
She done good.
She done good, and if she can do good again if she finds somebody else.
Yep,
you know.
Yep. And if you're looking for public relations, check out Lamori Public Relations. There you go, Tracy.
There's your plug.
There's your plug. waiting for
if you just Google Tracy Lamoury, you will find everything
you will find
you
her.
need to know.
You will. Yes. And I'm waiting for a pop-up to come up here because as soon as she hears it, she'll say something. Anyways, I don't know what we got happening next week, but I do know that on the 8th and 9th of July, Al and Butterfly and I will be down at the 710 Cup and Marketplace.
Yes, those are very good friends of mine, and they're good people. I think you're going to have a lot of fun there. Chris and Jennifer are just great people. I've known them for years.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it because I didn't get to go to Lift, and Karma Cup is like 2 months away, 3 months away, in September, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And when is Harvest Cup again?
Harvest Fest?
Yeah, Harvest Fest.
14th.
14th to the 16th.
Of July.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I thought it was in August.
No, it's just a couple weeks away.
Wow.
Yep.
You're going, Ross?
Yeah, I'm taking the RV down there, and we're going to stay overnight, then go down to Land's End, go up to Digby for a couple of days, take the ferry across to St. John.
So we'll be doing the show remotely then, is what you're saying?
Pardon me?
We'll be doing the show remotely from there on the Friday night?
We could do that, actually. Where will I be? I think I'll be in St. John probably on Friday night.
Leave a day earlier then.
Oh, I will.
Seriously. Leave a day earlier and come to be at Harvest Fest for Friday night.
Oh, I'm picking up the RV Friday morning, so we're probably going to be rolling in fairly late Friday night.
How long is the drive from
Toronto? We'll be doing a show.
How long's the drive?
On Friday night? No, not that Friday night. Well, I might be able to.
If you pick it up in the morning, which would be like 9 o'clock in the morning, obviously.
Yeah.
It's only a 14-hour drive, isn't it?
What, from Gananoque? I'm almost at the Quebec border where I pick it up.
You're almost at the Quebec border?
Yeah.
So you're talking closer to less than 11 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So
sounds about right.
You could be there
You could be there in time for a show.
Well, not really. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, you see, we've got this little stick. I'd say it's a cell stick that's got a USB on it, and you stick it into your laptop.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
and you can ping off cell towers and actually get internet access. And we've got like a $50 credit on the thing, so I'm taking that with me.
So bring your laptop.
Cool, because we get lots of cell coverage out there.
Yeah, bring your laptop, and we can set something up when you're there.
Okay, well, I'll see what I can do.
Maybe we can do some we'll figure it out. I'm not worried about it.
Maybe we can do something Saturday live when Ross is speaking.
I was just going to say maybe Ross could use his speaking time as doing a little 420 radio show.
I'll be recording me.
I can record you. Anyways, what else is going on this month, next month?
Cannabis Day celebrations are coming up.
I don't.
Oh yeah, there's that too.
I don't know why it rubs me the wrong way. That's Canada Day. That's Canada's birthday. You know, you got your April 20th. Sorry if you don't like it. I don't care, but that's how I feel about it.
It doesn't matter. I don't go to them anyway.
Well, it's not a matter of going to them. I mean, Canada Day is Canada Day. has nothing to do with cannabis. Cannabis Day is April 20th, 420.
Well, it will have something to do with Canada Day.
Next year.
Next year, once it's legal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because then you can be guaranteed that there'll be big clouds of blue smoke at every Canada Day. Well, that already happens.
Yeah, hello.
So I guess nothing's really going to change.
No, nothing's going to change. The only thing is the cops aren't going to bug you.
Cops don't bug me
speaking
anyway.
of cops, have they decided anywhere in the regulations about where it's okay to smoke?
No, because it's going to be up to the provinces.
Right, and that's going to be same as the smoking bylaw. So wherever you can smoke a cigarette, you can smoke a joint.
Okay, because you know what? You remember? No, I won't talk about that right now because
You know what I wonder about more though is if there's going to be like consumption sites. Like basically they have bars where you can go and
vapor
drink.
lounges,
like vapor lounges, yeah, or something like that. Consumption lounges.
Consumption.
I'm concerned that Ontario is going to be a real stick in the mud when it comes to a lot of things. Like for one thing, none of the parties, not the NDP, the Liberals, or the Conservatives, any of them are going to allow for mom and pop retail sales. And I hate to say this, but anybody who's running a dispensary right now in Ontario, get ready
because it's going to run out.
It is going to run out, and they're not going to want to share the market with you. Okay, so you take that as it's intended, as a warning, because when that happens, they're going to shut you down.
And they're going to try and shut them down here, I think, but I think they're going to run into a major problem because.
Do you think they're going to allow the online dispensaries though?
I don't know about that.
They're not doing anything about them. Nothing.
Well, no, they're not. They never have. But
they never have. They don't bust online dispensaries.
Mostly because they really don't know where to find them.
Or they just wait to try and catch it in the mail.
Yeah, but that's just, grabbing the parcel out of the mail. Like, they never really actually find out where it's coming from, like what particular building it's coming out of. Because I don't even think it's the same building all the time. They probably got 10 different places and 20 different people.
It's funny you say that because a friend of mine buys regularly from online dispensaries. And one of the dispensaries that he tends to buy from on a very regular basis, every package he's received has had a different return address.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, I get every now and then I get a parcel and it's from somebody different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if some of them have people in different provinces even.
Yeah.
Sending stuff.
Well, really the thing is you're filling out a little slip of paper for shipping.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's asking you for ID.
Mm-hmm.
So you can fucking write anything you want.
Don't tell anybody.
Well, everybody knows this. As soon as you go to the post office, you realize that, hey, nobody's checking my ID. I don't have to put my address down.
Exactly. Well, I've never done that, have I, Al?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know, Ross.
You wouldn't know?
No, I wouldn't know.
Good answer.
No, he wouldn't know because he doesn't look at where the mail comes from. He just, ooh, I got something.
Parcel.
It comes from somebody. It depends on what you're sending me, Ross, as to who it's from. How's that?
What else do I send you?
Yeah, exactly.
Mail? You send me mail?
What?
Mail.
Mail?
Yeah, I've sent you mail.
Yes.
You didn't get it?
Had a bill in it.
That's right, it did. It Good
said,
answer again.
Yeah, it said going to collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't very funny.
Yeah, should fix that.
Yeah, I should fix that. Anyways, stop incriminating yourself, Ross.
It's too late. The crime's already done, and it's over with. So no evidence left, right?
Yep. Now time
to
shoot.
You got rid of all the evidence. Right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, so
what?
You may have a couple of hermaphrodite seeds left over. I don't know.
Oh, did you send them Hermes?
Just a few.
No,
Awesome.
no. They're in. They've been tossed.
Oh, you didn't germinate them?
No, I tossed them on somebody's lawn.
I think I know who too.
Yeah, I figured that out already.
Whoops, they fell out of my
You
pocket.
should at least germinate them first and make a little hole and stick them in there. Because
if
they don't have much. When you broadcast them, they don't have much chance.
Well, I'm not broadcasting anything, so
Well, that's what they call throwing seeds out onto the surface and just letting them.
I don't know about that. A friend of mine got those seeds from Dana Larson last year when he was giving them out.
I still haven't got mine from last year.
He got this package of seeds, and he opened them up, and they were all little white seeds. So he was rather pissed, and he threw them outside. They were hemp seeds, and they all grew.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, so he has all these hemp seeds growing in his flower bed because he just tossed them there, getting rid of them.
Yep.
And every one of them germinated.
Uh-oh. I hope he doesn't have any females outside.
Yeah, he did.
Oh boy.
No,
Yeah,
but as soon as they started coming up, he started realizing what was going on. He started pulling them all. He just couldn't believe that all those white seeds would have actually even germinated, let alone actually became plants.
Let's file that under whoops.
Yep.
Dunderhead move.
That's one of those. We won't do that one again.
No. So, like I said, I don't know what's happening next week. And the following week, we're at, I don't know what's going on either. I just know I'm in Toronto that weekend.
Okay, so I guess we're going to take a few breaks during the summer here, and
or maybe not. Maybe we'll just come on and do a show and get a guest for next week.
Yep.
One thing I want to do is I want to get a little panel show together. I don't know what you guys think of this, but I have a lot of people who are advocates, activists, whatever you want to call them, all over the legal states in the U.S. And I'd kind of like to get one representative from each legal state.
Go for it.
To come on and talk about what's going on down there.
That would be a large show.
And ask them when they're going to wake up and realize who's running their country.
I don't know if we could have 52 people on here, though, Ross.
No, I'm just saying, like maybe 4, and do it on as a panel. Ask each one a question individually, not make it like a free for all.
Sure. Set it up. You know how easy I am.
Give her.
Yep.
All right. Can you get that done for Friday?
Well, I don't know. I'll give it a go.
How good are you? Let's find out.
Put him on the spot.
How busy am I? Is more like
spot. Anyways, I think we're gonna relieve ourselves. Relieve ourselves. No, I'm gonna go relieve myself as soon as I.
We're gonna relieve our listening audience
from our voices.
From us, yes.
Yes. I want to again thank Richard Pryor Jr. for joining us. A very interesting conversation about his life and his father's life. Also, Herbie FABULUS. Thank you, Herbie, for joining us. And, of course, Tracy Lamore. Thank you for setting that up. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, that'll work.
There you go.
Something like that.
We're out of here. Go ahead. Say it, Ross.
Say what?
What you were going to say.
Peace, love, and hippie shit?
There you go. Thank you.
Peace, love, and hippie shit?
There you go.
Somebody's got to say it.
Somebody's got to say it. Yeah. Well, we'll talk to you later.
Peace, love, and hippie shit.
There you go. Bye-bye now.
All right. Have a good one.
Good night.
Peace out.
You like music, you like weed, well, we gonna be good friends indeed. This is not much I like more than smoking trees. They'll make you dance the do-si-do and teach you how the chiba grows. Smoke a bowl on the 420 radio show. On Lifestyle Radio.
So what are you doing? Nothing. Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh.